Let's see if we're live. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Bit early tonight. Let's change. Let's see if we're actually on the page. It might help. Click on the right bit. Yes. Do we got audio? Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, we're there. That's the sound check. It's 28 minutes past. I'm 2 minutes early. I'm never early. What's wrong with me? One person's already joined. Right, let's just get a drink opened then. Get the important stuff sorted out first. If you're watching on catch up, hello. Thank you for watching on catch up. Go into my views after the show. It's much appreciated, all the views I get later on in the week. It's like a podcast, isn't it? You know, watch it whenever you like. I always used to watch Fish on Friday when I was doing the washing up. Or I'd listen to it in the car, you know. So if you do that with mine, that would be cool. So we're on Songs and Stories, number 60. Sorry, 61. 61 already. Cheers, good health. Swipe left to see comments and reactions. Be the first to comment on this video, it says. Well, there's no one here yet. Let's just get it shared onto my page as well while I'm in front of the computer, while I'm waiting for people to come in. Let's get it on there. Put it onto my personal page. And I'll share it onto the group as well. If any of you want to join the Stevie Jones and the Wildfires Facebook group, it's also a group you can keep in contact with what I'm doing and also other related stuff as well. Just have a look for it. There we go. Hey, we're all good to go now. Right, I can turn that off. Right, let's go on with some music. Three people watching. Make yourselves known if you're here, and I can say hello back. Watching years roll by, slip through the eras. Leaves they turn from green to brown and blow away. All of the songs so loud now seem a little quieter. Vibrancy fades into memories. Oh, move through the eras. Oh, as the seasons change. Oh, move through the eras. Oh, followed my mum back home from a new school that I hated. I could not accept that everything had changed. Losing my friends and surroundings, one certain. It broke my heart to accept nothing stays the same. Good evening, Sally. Good evening, Fred. Sorry I'm late, says Fred. Thank you for joining. And thank you to the other people as well online. Greetings to you all if you've just tuned in. Free to view tonight, but if you do want to put something in the tip jar or buy some CDs or t-shirts, just head up to the store, steviejones.com/store. There's a link at the top. Even a £5 would help. You know, anything, a few pence you can chuck in. See what music we got available. It helps us buy strings, put petrol in the car for gigs, pay for the next bit of recording, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, I thought I'd open up with Eras tonight because it's a very autumnal song, and yeah, it's definitely the nights are drawing in now, and it's colder, isn't it? And yeah, that song's all about the changes that we face during our lives. You know, as we get older. As we get older, those changes don't necessarily come easier, and it's all about when you're younger, you think when you get old it'll be easier, but it's not, is it? You know, you're faced with challenges, and whether it be a house move or breakup of a relationship or your child growing up and leaving home. These are all things that we face, and that song's about that kind of stuff. And at the moment, I'm feeling old. You know, I'm 58 next birthday, which is bloody scary. I've no idea where the time went and how I got to be that old. When I was in my 20s, I didn't even think we'd get past the year 2000. I really thought the world was going to end. You know, I think a lot of us did, from the kind of us nuclear kids who were brought up watching documentaries like Threads and When the Wind Blows. You know, we thought the world was going to end. So yeah, I'm amazed I made it to 58. And next week I get my first pension payment as well, which is even more scary. Would you believe that? So yeah, I'm facing up to being old, and that song really is about that kind of process, really. So I thought I'd open up with that. You know, it's a weird process getting old. It really is. You know, you're a different person. You know, you're calmer in many ways, but you have to let go of other things as well. You know, and yeah, it's been kind of on my mind recently, the whole process of aging. You know, so I thought I'd open up with that. I went for a walk earlier up the woods. Well, I've been for some walks quite regularly recently. Haven't been too well. A lot of us have been getting these bugs and lurgies, and some people even have COVID. So I haven't felt really up to going on long walks over the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks. But over the last few days, I've been on a couple of long ones and stuck some music on my headphones, and I've been listening to some old albums that always reminded me of autumn. Music is really like, it can be like a time capsule. I'm sure many of you can relate to that, in that you know, you've got certain songs or albums that will take you straight back to that time. And I decided to listen to a couple of albums that took me back to autumn, but also certain times really. I listened to Morrison Fugazi, which took me back to a certain time in the 80s. And then I listened to an album by IQ called Nom Zamo. If Roger and Alice are watching this, they will know about this album. It was an album that they made with a different singer. The band IQ had Pete Nichols with them for many years, and then he left the band, and they got Paul Mescal, I think his name is Mescal. Can't remember off the top of my head. Paul Menel, P.L. Menel, that's it. Mescal's an actor, isn't he? Yeah, Paul Menel joined them, and it was the stage when I first got into IQ, and I took it around with me around Europe when I did some interrailing, and it was on my headphones for like a whole month. This album, and I interrailed. I did interrailing 3 times around Europe, travelling with a backpack with a couple of friends, going from country to country. And had some amazing experiences, and that album always reminds me of the trip I did in 1989. Yeah, it really spoke to me then. So having it on my headphones the other day and going for a walk, it just took me straight back there. So what I'm going to play for you now is a song that I wrote on our first album, Stratigraphic Art, and I wrote it all about the interrailing experience. It's a kind of link. Yeah, it was all about those experiences travelling around Europe on trains. It's quite a personal song, but yeah, I think you'll get the gist of it if you don't know it already. It's a kind of travelling song, I guess. It's called On That Road. Just up on the mainland, from the ferry I can see the shore. The white cliffs of Dover, your feet to me behind me once more. On the road to nowhere, ship of discovery. You are the captain of your ship, the master of your destiny. Travel so far, you sail the world. Always a crossroad you will find the roots of you, your family will be with you in the back of your mind. When you're on that road, that railroad, when you're on that road, of a station on a midnight train. Me and Roy and Jono and some Libyan guys we met on the way. It could have been Dubrovnik, it might have been Belgrade. We played our guitars, we sang our songs and cut through the night into the day. You travel so far, you sail the world, always a crossroad you will find the roots of you, your family will be with you in the back of your mind. You travel so far, you sail the world, always a crossroad you will find the roots of you, your family will be with you in the back of your mind. On that road, when you're on that road, on that road. Lying on the hot sand in the mat of the bay, here Joni met Carrie, and they found love down by the caves. And here I lay my head down underneath the stars. Today is life, tomorrow never comes. And on that road you learn who you are. You travel so far, you sail the world, always a crossroad you will find the roots of you, your family will be with you in the back of your be with you in the back of your mind when you're on that road, that railroad. When you're on that road, when you're on that road, that railroad. On that road, when you're on that road, when you're on that road. On That Road from the album Stratigraphic Art. Do have a listen to the album version. It's got marvellous fretless bass by Mr. Lou Short on it, and the full band. And so yeah, if you listen to the lyrics carefully, it takes you on the journey, heading out from the White Cliffs of Dover across the mainland and to Europe, and then I travelled through France and down to Italy and Venice. That was not mentioned in it, but I did travel through former Yugoslavia 3 times, all the way down to Greece actually, and that was quite an experience, you know, before it all changed, before the war. So all those bits and bobs and references are mentioned in that song, you know. Back in the, going right back to the early songs and stories when we were deep in the pandemic, when I first started doing these, I did actually do a songs and stories about my interrail travels. I could maybe come back and revisit that and go into more detail. At the moment, I'm not really into doing too many big kind of reviews of my life again. I did it all back then. If you want to listen to any of them, they're all there on the live streams page of my website. So have a look at steviejones.com/live streams, and you'll see all the songs and stories, and it even details what I'm talking about on each one, on the earlier ones as well. And I go through different phases of my life and talk about all my travels and my different phases in music, different projects I was doing, and lots of archaeology as well when I was working in archaeology. So if you missed all of those, they're all there to catch up on. And when I was about 5 years younger, 4 years younger. Let's see who's come online. Fred says you're not old. I am. Fred, you're a spring chicken, mate. Still, you're young at heart, says Nadine in Berlin. Diane says hello, and I do believe Amber's on there as well. So hello, Amber. Age is a weird thing, isn't it? There's a beautiful song by Marillion called White Paper. When I say Marillion, I mean the kind of more recent Marillion. It was a 2016. It's a fantastic song. If you get a chance to listen to it, that's really good. I sent it over to Mark the other day. He'd never heard it, but it's absolutely amazing. And that kind of inspired me to write Eras, really, that song. But yeah, aging's a weird thing. So yeah, we've got a few gigs coming up. I'll keep plugging them on these, don't I? Looking forward to playing Lincoln this next weekend. It's a Musicians Against Homelessness gig at the Jolly Brewer, and if anyone's near Lincoln and wants to come up, that's on Saturday from 4 till 10 o'clock. We're going to be headlining at the end with lots of great artists, and all the money is gonna, from the people happy to donate, is going to be going to Musicians Against Homelessness. Crisis is the charity, and they do a fantastic job because they help people, particularly over the winter months. They go out and make sure people get to Christmas dinner, and they send people out the streets to keep an eye on people. But also the whole thing is there if you've got trouble with housing yourself, like if you think you're going to be homeless, and you want advice, Crisis are there just to be on the phone for people who are having problems with their tenancy, paying rent. They try and stop these things before they happen. So it's a very important charity, and I've helped them and Shelter many times, particularly in the run up to Christmas over the years. I think it's a time when we should really think about those in need. So looking forward to that one. And then the following weekend after that, We are at Banbury on the Friday night at a venue called Also Known As, and on Saturday we're in Bournemouth. Now Bournemouth's an interesting one because I lived there in the early 90s. I went there in 89 actually, and I did a HND in archaeology, as many of you know, and I was there for a couple of years, and yeah, it was an interesting time of my life. It was a great course actually, and I met some wonderful people, including Hillary, who keeps popping up on here. Yeah, and while I was there, I did a hell of a lot of busking, and music was obviously a very important part of my life then. And I didn't want to get a Saturday job or a weekend job. I thought, no, I'm just going to try and earn a few quid on the streets busking, and it was a really good thing to have done at the time, because it kind of pushed me to go out and perform on the streets and learn that craft. And I did more busking than gigging down there. There weren't that many gigs you could do as an acoustic singer in Bournemouth. There was a little club in Parkstone called the Bricklayers Arms, I think, and a little folk club. I played there a few times, but there weren't that many places you could gig. So my main thing was busking on the streets of Bournemouth and Poole, and earning a few quid. And I had some interesting experiences. And I'm going to play you some songs from kind of that era that I probably was busking on those streets. I think Mr. Sexton's on there. He's talking about ageing. Jim Sexton says, chin up, you've probably got 10 or 15 left, maybe in half an hour. Great. Maybe I'll keel over on this live stream. Wouldn't that be a spectacular way to go? Kind of Tommy Cooper style, eh? Thanks, Jim. I hope you're feeling better, by the way, mate, because I'm seeing you this weekend, I do believe, if you're still coming over. Anyway, yes, songs from the Bournemouth era. Let's play this one first. And in fact, me and Jim used to play this when we were gigging as a duo. It's a song by the band Energy Orchard, who I was absolutely obsessed with at the time. And I learnt their whole album when it came out. They're a Belfast band, their debut album. This is their kind of top 40 single actually. It's called Sailortown. Just got paid, came stumbling off the street, on my head, well I'm still on my feet. Hey little girl, little girl, little girl, will you go out with me? Somebody else, tell me what's wrong with me. I'll go walking down the Sailortown, I'll go looking out to sea. When the big ships come sailing, baby, this one's for me. Breaks my heart, see you live this way, scared of everything, every single day, every single day. I can't sit still, I can't sit still, there's too much in my head. Gotta get out of this place somehow. Well, I'm still young and alive, young and alive. I'll go walking down the Sailortown, this one's for me. Take me down to the Sailortown, take me down to the sea. When the big ships come sailing in, baby, this one's for me. Down to Sailortown, baby, this one's for me. Down to Sailortown, baby, this one's for me. Sailortown. Energy Orchard. Song written by wonderful Bat Kennedy. Rest in peace. That one's for you, mate. Great songwriter. And this sound really inspired me as well. They had a terrible kind of keyboard that played the violin sound, which I kind of put up with it, but they were great songs, you know. I would have preferred a real violin on some of them, but I love the sound. They had a great guitarist, I can't remember his name, Paul Toner, was it? And yeah, when me and Mark got together, it transpired that Mark had heard of Energy Orchard as well. I think he'd seen them live, supporting to Pal. And that kind of sound was very much like an early kind of Wildfire sound in my head. Anyway, yes, I bust that one many times on the streets of Bournemouth and Poole. Roger says, wow, I get the tardy slip again, I'm late. I mentioned you earlier on, Roger, because I was talking about IQ and my love of the album Nom Zamo. Roger and Alice used to go on the road with IQ. Bit of a link there, and yeah, I think they helped sort of help them on the road and did a fanzine and stuff, and used to see them a lot at the Marquee in their earlier days. But yeah, I was talking about Nom Zamo, Roger, and that was one of the pieces of music that I was listening to a lot in the late 80s. But when I moved to Bournemouth, I had this really cool like attic bed set. It was literally like a scene out of script from Majester's Tear, the Marillion album cover, if anyone's seen that. It was very kind of dark and I don't know, musty, and yeah, it was a definite kind of bedsit type vibe, you know. And when I was doing my college work, or trying to knuckle down with it, I was terrible at knuckling down to college work. There was a really cool second-hand record shop just down the road in Boscombe, where I lived. And it used to have really cheap vinyl for like £1, you know, and most of them had scratches on them or something like that. But you kind of put up with it for £1. And whenever I had an essay to do, I'd go over to this second-hand record shop called Snoopy's, and I'd go and buy an album or a couple of albums for like £1, £2. I'd spend it with my busking money, and I'd sort of put on the album and then like listen to it while I was getting on with my coursework. And I bought loads of back catalogue stuff, including The Wake by IQ. I remember buying that from there. I bought loads of Dylan, Van Morrison, and loads of stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was great. It was a really good shop. And I bought some Neil Young as well. And the live album, is it Live Rust? What's the other one called? There's two live albums. It's Live Rust. I can't remember what the name of it. Someone tell me what the other seminal Neil Young live album was in the 70s. I can't remember off the top of my head, but this is on it anyway. I'm gonna play you it. I think it's on this one. Anyway, Neil Young was one of the artists that I was listening to quite a lot in that kind of musty bed set. to the picture, don't miss the eye. Hey, hey, my, my. Out of the blue, into the black. You pay for this and they give you that. But once you go home, you can't come back. When you're out of the blue into the black. Hey, hey, my, my. Rock and roll will never die. Smile to the picture and makes the eye. Baby, my, my. The king is gone, but he's not forgotten. This is the story of Johnny Rotten. It's better to burn out than fade away. Hey, hey, my, my. Neil Young, Hey Hey My My, from the live album of which name I cannot remember. Alice, good to see you. Forgot it was Monday. James has asked, will you do Harbour Song for me? Oh, it might be on the set list, mate. There is a set list tonight. I'm organised. Time fades away. I can't really know what. I'm going to have a look at it now. I'm just like, I've got to Google it. It's just like really bugged me. Let's have a look. It's just going to completely bug me, you know. Oh, Neil Young live album. Yeah, it's not Time Fades Away, because that was kind of only re-released in recent times, Fred, wasn't it? Neil Young live album. 1970s. Let's have a look. Bear with me. I've got to find out this answer because Neil Young. It's those albums on there. Right, Live Rust is the one. It's the other one. The other one. Which one is it? Oh, Jesus Christ. All the pictures of the live album, not the one that I'm thinking of. Rust Never Sleeps. Of course. Of course. I'm not even sure that song is on it. Let's have a look. I don't know if it's on it. Anyway, that's the album that I bought from Snoopy's that I did play a lot. There was also another live album, I think, called Well that was around at the time. It's about 91 that I really liked. And also Freedom came out with Rocking in the Free World. So yeah, if you don't know Neil Young, you won't know what the hell I'm talking about. But he was a big influence anyway. And also, actually, I was talking earlier about IQ. So I was a huge Marine and Fish fan. I delved into their influences, and it's when I first started listening to Genesis. Seriously, I'd heard the live Genesis live and Foxtrot before that, but I bought Singing England by the Pound when I was in Bournemouth in the early 90s. And yeah, that Singing by the Pound really reminds me of that time. And also Trick of the Tail, bought them from Snoopy's. So I bought some good records from there. Another bit of music that I got really into around that time, I got back into Van Morrison. I was brought up on Van Morrison. My mum and dad used to play it in the front room, and yeah, they had Moondance, and I think the album Tupelo Honey in it. I think, can't remember the name of it now. It's St. Dominic's Review. Anyway, I remember them blasting it out when I was about 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, and I just really loved Van. I loved his voice and Caravan and all those songs. So I bought the Moondance album and just got totally back into Van the Man. And I remember on the bus, I had it on cassette, going over to Poole to go and busk and having regularly playing the Moondance album by Van the Man on the top deck of the double-decker bus, heading from Bournemouth to Poole on a Saturday morning, getting ready to busk, you know. And I'm going to play some Van the Man, I think. Let's forget this. I haven't played it in ages. We were born before the wind, oh so younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sailed into the mystic. I now hear the sailors cry, let your soul and spirit fly. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. When the foghorn blows, I will be coming home. When the foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. But don't have to fear it, 'cause I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And magnificently we will float into the mystic. When the foghorn blows, you know I will be coming home. When the foghorn whistle blows, I gotta hear it. But don't have to fear it, 'cause I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And together we will float into the mystic. Wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And together we will float into Into the Mystic by Van Morrison. Yeah, there's so many different versions of that song, and I remember I was really into the Icicle Works and you know, Ian McNabb. Well, Ian McNabb hadn't gone solo by then, but what Ian used to do with the Icicle Works, they used to chuck in loads of different covers into their set list, and I had a few bootlegs, and on their B-sides as well they do covers. There's a really nice version of them doing that song on one of their 12-inch singles. Funny enough, Ian McNabb, it's a chance, a very small chance, it's been asked anyway, that I might be supporting him next summer. My friend Chris McAlinden is in the process of booking him for a house concert, and he's asked Ian if he'd like a support. It'd be great to support him again. He's been a huge influence for me over the years, and yeah, and Ian is still rocking it big time, releasing kind of an album a year and still on the road, you know. So that's a nice little link there, so keep an eye out for that one. So yeah, Van Morrison was an artist that I was really into at the time, and it really takes me back to those Bournemouth days. Going back there to do this gig, it's, by the way, the gig is at the Bears Cave, and it's on Saturday the 30th, so that's a week on Saturday. We're going down, we're going to spend the night there. I've booked like an apartment for the night. My cousin Sarah is coming with her hubby Mark. My friend Jim Hollister's coming along, and whoever else is going to be there. It's going to be great. The venue's called the Bears Cave. So yeah, looking forward to it. And it's going to be... For years, I couldn't go back to Bournemouth. I had a real mental block against it, because when I first moved down there to go to college, I split up with my girlfriend at the time, called Sharon, and it was very difficult, very painful, but I moved from Kettering down there. I thought it's the right thing to do, fresh start and all of that. But stupidly, after about a month, we missed each other, and she ended up moving down with me. And at first it was all right. It was okay. But when I went to college and stuff, she wasn't doing anything, and it just got difficult, you know. I'd moved on with my life, and kind of she was moving with me, and it was a very hard thing to do. So we had a very difficult breakup while I lived in Bournemouth, and it was a tough old time on that angle. It took me years to get over it, and for many years I couldn't even go back to the place. You know, I avoided it because it was just too painful. So I had had a bit of a mixed time down there. You know, it wasn't all happy, and there was a lot of kind of like lonely walks on the beach trying to work out what the hell was going on. It's the first time I really started recording stuff as well. I did various bits on 4-track, and I recorded lots of stuff as well back in Kettering. I used to do stuff when I got back there. If you go to my website, steviejones.com/The Vault, you'll find a page with loads of solo demos, and you'll find stuff from that time. I'm going to play you a track now. Actually, I'm going to have a little break. I'm going to play you an audio track from one of those sessions, because when I was in Bournemouth, the guy who lived downstairs in the flat below me, Sean, he was on like a media course, and he had access to all this free studio time. And I went in there and knocked out some acoustic songs, I think not long before I left. So this would have been about 1990, I think it was. I recorded this. Yeah, I think it was 1990. I left in 91, but I think it was the summer before. So this was actually recorded at Bournemouth Poly, as it was known back then. It's guy Sean, and it was a song that I wrote really about trying to hold on to the relationship. And it's back when I was playing 12-string. Who is it? Here we are. Yeah. So I was playing 12-string on it. Yeah, this was recorded summer 1990, and it's called Talk It Down. Have a listen.
both have our own viewpoints. We both have our own visions. It can be so hard to understand. It can be so hard to understand when we feel so different. But we can talk it out, reach a closer understanding. If we can talk it down, if we can talk it down, if we can talk it round, we can reach a closer understanding. If we can talk it down, talk it down. Talk it down. If we stay on our sides of the fence, shouting broken words at each other, nothing could ever be resolved. No compromise could ever be discovered. But if we talk it out, reach a closer understanding. If we can talk it down, if we can talk it down, if we can talk it round, we can reach a closer understanding. If we can talk it down, talk it down. Talk it down. If we open our closed minds just a little, we can talk it down. Open up. Let's open up. Let's open up. Let's climb down off our horses. Let's go for a walk down the street of acceptance. Tear down these pointless walls. You know me like I know you. We are not the same. You know me like I know you. We can walk down the same pathway. We both have our own viewpoints. We both have our own visions.
Talk It Down. Talk It Down from 1990 when I was 23 years. Dan Hughes is ringing me. Big show. Oh dear. Right. Yeah, so that is that is quite an early song of mine then. And yeah, very reflective of what I was going through at that time. Yeah, it's going to be good to go back to Bournemouth. Really looking forward to playing on the South Coast again. Let's turn off that noise for a minute. So I had quite a few lonely walks on the beach reflecting my broken heart and what I was going to do next with my life when I finished the course. And one of the artists that I listen to quite a lot, there's a couple of artists that really kind of, I don't know, that were there for me, you know, when I was going through that difficult time. One of them was the artist called Black, Colin Vernicombe. You know the song Wonderful Life, which I must learn. His first two albums were so good, and the best songs for heartbreak ever, you know. Beautiful voice, and he sadly passed away about 5 years ago. Very sad. And Roy Corkill, who played bass with Colin, was also Ian McNabb's bass player, and Roy passed away only a few weeks ago. I think I might have mentioned that on a previous stream. So yeah, but yeah, that was one of the artists that I listened to a lot. And another one that I listened to a lot was Edie Brickell and the Bohemians. The first two albums, Ghost for the Dog, and then the other one, I can't remember the name of the other one though. Might have just been self-titled, I can't remember it. But I'm going to play you a song by Edie Brickell, which to me this is a really lovely song, all about being on your own, really, and being an individual. Let's forgo this anyway. It's called Circle. Me, I'm a part of this circle of friends. We notice you don't come around. And me, I think that it all depends on you touching ground with us. So I quit, I give up. Nothing's good enough for anybody else, it seems. I quit, I give up. Nothing's good enough for anybody else, it seems. And being alone is the best way to be. When I'm by myself, it's the best way to be. When I'm all alone, it's the best way to be. When I'm by myself, nobody else can say goodbye. Everything is temporary anyway. When the streets are wet, the colours slip into the sky. Well, that means you and I, that means you and I, that means you and I. So I quit, I give up. Nothing's good enough for anybody else, it seems. I quit, I give up. Nothing's good enough for anybody else, it seems. And being alone is the best way to be. When I'm by myself, it's the best way to be. When I'm all alone, it's the best way to be. When I'm by myself, nobody else can say goodbye. Love that song. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I heard two albums. They were on my headphones a lot walking along the beach. So, yeah. Jim, your wish has been granted, mate. I'm going to play the Harbour Song for you. I actually started writing this song. It took me a long time to write it. I didn't write it when I lived in Bournemouth. I started writing it several years later when I lived in Germany. It's one of these slow burners. It was lyrics I had to get out that took a while, you know. And I didn't release it or perform it properly until like about 2000, 2001 probably, 2002. So this is a song that was inspired by that time in Bournemouth. And all the busking and the broken heart and the walks on the beach. Anyway, the song speaks for itself. You right there, Lottie? He's on the scratching post. Now the years are far away, the harbour where I stood and played, Sailortown on a hurricane, to hope the coins could come my way. A pretty girl is walking by, will she turn and look and smile? Won't you come and talk to me? Stop a while and set me free. And these are the moments flooding back, bittersweet sentiments. These are the moments when they're flooding back. It was over, our love was spent, and I was left to find the rent for an empty, lonely room. All the ghosts of me and you. I would spend my afternoons, I was singing Tangled Up in Blue. I learnt the song in a harbour town, halfway up and halfway down. And these are the moments flooding back in bittersweet sentiments. These are the moments when they're flooding back. I would watch the fiddler play with a dog at his feet. Tunes that echo down the street. I would wander down those docks and I'd dream about the boats and yachts. Watch another sail unfurl, journey to another world. I'm walking home along the beach, I feel you slipping out my reach. Sand was slipping through my hands, I would try to understand. And I think about when you were mine, together on the shoreline. Watch another memory, cast it out into the sea. And these are the moments flooding back in bittersweet sentiments. And these are the moments flooding back. Harbour Song. There you go. There you go, Jim. But yeah, it's funny, that song. It took so long to get out, but it was in there, you know. It was in. I needed to paint the picture into a song. It just took years. The same with On That Road, you know. on that road, all those experiences happened in the 80s, and then I didn't actually write it until probably 2014. Oh, who's on there? Excellent. Let's see what people have been saying. Yeah. Vastly underrated band, apart from the hit, yeah. Harbour Song, fantastic, says Nadine. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. If you enjoyed it, do check out the album New Life. It's on that. Yeah, if you just go to the Vault or look up Stevie Jones Bandcamp, it's on there. You can listen to the full band version of that. It used to be a firm favourite in the set, particularly when I was doing the duo gigs. It's it doesn't really fit into the band stuff anymore. But I did play it yesterday. I did a lovely showcase for Sarah Chiari. She'll be watching at some point, no doubt, and catch up. Hi, Sarah. She put me on a showcase in Pavenham in Bedfordshire, afternoon showcase, and it's a bit like all the open mic stuff that I used to do years ago with Wildfire Sessions. Reminded me of that. But it's a lovely afternoon, and I finished off the set with that actually. It went down really well. So it's still nice to do that occasionally at solo gigs. I think moving forward, I've said it many times before, I do want to get back into doing more solo gigs. So, you know, I think as we go into next year, I'm probably going to be trying to do a bit more of that. So I've been doing a bit of thinking. But as we move forward, we've got these last 3 shows in Lincoln, Banbury and Bournemouth. And then next year, very exciting, you might have seen it on our page popping up. We're doing a little tour with Blackpool and Autumn Saints, and we're doing Oxford, Kingston upon Thames. We've got one at Bidford, which is down in Devon. Where else are we playing? Nottingham, Stamford, and hopefully Glastonbury as well. That is not Michael Evis's festival. A venue in Glastonbury. We're trying to sort that one out. I hope we can do it, and hopefully another couple of dates to line up on with that. And I'm going to announce it all on a big flyer anyway. But keep an eye on our page for those dates. So that's going to be exciting stuff for the band anyway. But yeah, lots to look forward to. My head's kind of exploding with what I've got to do. Got Tanner Fest next year to organise. This coming Sunday as well, after Lincoln show, I'm doing a showcase at Mama Liz upstairs in the lounge. It's got Amy Dawes and Darcy Corhy. They'll be playing. That's from 4 o'clock in Stamford this coming Sunday. It's free to get in, so if anyone's local wants to come to that, it'd be great to see you. Moving forward with that next year, I'm going to be doing it every last Sunday of the month. It's going to be a regular thing, a proper regular thing. So I'll be lining up acts for that. And that'll be 2 or 3 acoustic acts for that. So a lot to organise with that. And Tanner Fest, get all the acts lined up. Also promotion-wise, I know Roger and Alice do attend regularly. We've got the Little Ember Sessions in Oundle. And yeah, we've got loads of great gigs coming up with that. And if you look up vixgigs.com, it's all on there, or you can buy tickets. This Thursday, we've actually got Boo Hewardine playing with Heidi Talbot, and Chris Brown is also supporting. Now, Boo was a real big inspiration for me in the 90s, and I loved some of his albums. Really good, great songwriter. We're very lucky to have him. So that show is sold out, believe it or not. So, but lots to look forward to with all the other gigs we've got coming up with Vix Gigs in Oundle. So yeah, it's kind of like trying to juggle all these different balls. And yeah, it kind of, you know, and then try and be creative, and yeah, it's kind of it's a lot, you know, it's a lot, and it's trying to fit in covers gigs as well, which I'm going to try and back off a little bit if I can. Anyway, I'm talking out loud now. Let's say goodbye in a minute. No one else has said anything, so I'm going to take my leave, folks. Thank you very much for listening this evening. I was going to play another track, but I'll leave it. I'm going to leave it there because I need to kind of get stuff ready for tonight. Hope you all have a great week, and yeah, keep supporting live music and original artists, you know. And yeah, take care. What more can I say? All the best. Thanks for tuning in.